Yeah, it's definitely very hot there. Huh, might need another glass of water. Where's makeup and the staff? Where's catering? need a drink. You can't expect me to perform without a drink. Do you mean there's no Jack Daniels left? Robert drank it all. Better get some more then, because Robert's coming to town pretty soon. I don't know. Anyway, take two. Here we are. Take two. Good place to do it, Link, isn't it, really? Yeah. What? Get on with it. Oh, it's easy for you to say. Right, let's go. And if you're thinking about it, nudity is prohibited. I'll see you guys in a minute. Right, welcome back to Rudgy AK the Doctor. If you haven't already, hit the like, hit the share, and hit the subscribe. Sit back and enjoy the ride. For those of you who visited the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you very much. It's a massive, massive help. Right, we've got something a little different this week, so I'll crack on. It's a bit of a long video, and I apologise for that. I've been asked on a few occasions now to do this, and Tin Ribs, a friend of mine, from way back, one of the pirates, suggested that it was a good idea that I did this to help out the content, because content's always difficult to find, isn't it? So, should we get on with it? I think we should. Let's get on with the video. Oh dear. Right, you wonderful lot. Well, just had my first coffee of the morning. As I said in one of the videos, it was suggested by a friend of mine, Tin Ribs, and a few of you lot actually, that I show you what I do on a daily basis. Well, I sort of do that anyway, but yeah. So yeah, it's Monday morning. I've not long got up, as you can see. So we'll see if we can get through the week, and I'll put a few bits and pieces together as I go along, so you can see what life is like in the Rudge household. So last night I didn't go to bed till about, I don't know, 1 o'clock-ish, something like that. The cockerels next door were fairly quiet, but the dogs were barking and running up and down, so not much point. I haven't got any double glazing here, so it can be quite a noisy household. And then this morning I was woken up by Foghorn Leghorn, my nemesis, who likes to sit in the road right outside my house, giving it the big one, and that wakes me up. And sometimes that wakes you up a little bit earlier than you wanted to, so you end up dozing and then getting up late, and that's what's happened this morning, so now I've got to catch up. So my routine is make a coffee, open the windows, although this morning it's quite hot, so I'm going to leave them shut because the house is reasonably cool at the moment. As you can see, I sleep with a fan on in the summer, which helps, moves the air around, and you get like a little bit of a cool breeze over you when you're sleeping. I'll watch the news for a bit, see what's happening in the world, then I'll go through my emails that you lot send me, and my Facebook messages, and WhatsApp, things like that. There's all sorts of ways you can contact me, and I go through those. That's why I don't answer the comments very often now, because I feel that as the site's getting bigger and bigger, that may well become a bridge too far eventually, and there are other ways of contacting me, the coffee page, etc. So yeah, I'm going to do that, then I'll find out who's paid into the coffee page. I always thank them, do my banking, and then because it's Monday, I like to check that this week's video is in place and ready to load up. Because on a Wednesday what I will do is the video is usually edited and ready to go out. But before I load it up to YouTube, because there's no going back once I've done that, you either delete it and start again, or you just leave it where it is. So what I like to do on a Wednesday is check that I've had no new payees on the PayPal and the coffee page because of the titles. I like to put your name up there if you've donated some money. So I'll check that on a Wednesday, and then by Wednesday afternoon it's loading up onto YouTube. Usually takes an hour, maybe 2 hours if the internet's slow. And then that's ready to go. And then on, as you all know, on the hours of Friday morning, Thursday night with you sometimes, it goes live on YouTube. So that's the way the channel works. I do a lot of editing on a Saturday and a Sunday probably nowadays. Some of these videos can run into Monday, and I'm constantly jumping in and out of them. Today I'll probably put this footage together and put it in a file on my laptop so I can see how it works, and then while I'm out I might add a few bits and pieces to it. So yeah, I'm going to take you along and show you how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my coffee and watch the news, and we'll see how the day pans out. Well, here we are at Lidl's. I didn't film it, but I've been into Augustoli to see Olga and my friend at the baker's. Maybe I should have filmed that for you, but yeah, I've been to Olga's and got the veg, because the veg garden's not quite there yet. It's not quite ready, and I have had a disaster with the cucumbers, as you'll know. Anyway, let's go into Lidl's and see what we can find there. So there you go, that's a little shop. It's only that sort of money this week because I've been waiting for my money to exchange, and haven't been able to go shopping for about a month. Right, finally, the biggest bill of the day will be the butcher's. I'm not going to take you in because I'll need both my hands to carry out what I'm going to buy. But we'll have a look at that in the kitchen. And just like that, we're home. So, how much did this all cost? Well, you saw I tried to price it as I went along in Lidl's. I'll check the edit, and if it hasn't come out, then we'll go through it. But I'm pretty certain it came out okay, so you can see how much that was. Let's go through the butchery. Before we go through the butchery, let's see what Olga gave me. Olga wasn't there. I sometimes get a discount off her, bless her. Those of you who speak Greek will be able to, well, if I can get it in focus, you will be able to decipher that. Right, so I got quite a big cucumber because mine have been a disaster. I got 3 big tomatoes that are grown here on Olga's farm. A pepper, these are quite expensive, that's why I'm growing them. I have got some of these going in the garden, they're not ready yet. An onion, quite a big one. 2 big cloves of garlic, locally grown apparently. And a big piece of ginger, that's usually quite expensive. And a whole lot come to €4.36. So we'll pop that back in the fridge. Keep it cool, it's been out in the car for an hour or so. Right, let's have a look at the butchery. Right, from the butchers we have, these were 10.13 and there is in-house made burgers. I've got 4 of those, tessera, and I tell you what, they're quite big. You only need one of those and I can eat. So those were €10. I'll freeze those up later on. Then we got, for €6.43, you've all seen these before, I got 3 kebabs. Now, you could make them, but he marinates them in something and they are delish. Not a word I use very often. Not the sort of thing you'd expect to hear from me, really, delish. Then I got 4 kebabs, because we all know I'm addicted to those now. The meat he uses in those is outstanding. They were $4.38. I think this is the chicken. $9.93 gets you 2 huge great chicken breasts. Now what he does, he cuts all the bad stuff out of them before he gives them to you. And I'm telling you what, that will last me a couple of months or more. Do stir fries and all sorts, salads, the lot. And then, actually, I can give you the weight of that. That's probably better for some of you. There's the... can't see the weight on it. Anyway, that's your chicken, that's the price of it, and there's the weights, etc. Cheaper than Lidl's, I can tell you that, and the meat is of a really good quality. Otherwise, trust me, I wouldn't go there. Anyway, I've got 2 pork chops. 2 pork chops, $5.69 those were. And they are a good meal. I'm having one of those tonight. There you go, the freezer and the fridge are now stocked up for the next couple of months or more. At least till the Hobbit gets back. I'll try and stock up before the Hobbit gets back this time, otherwise we run out of food because she doesn't like shopping. Hobbits don't like shopping. So I'm going to get this in the fridge now. And maybe have a cider on the balcony. Right, well I hope that was useful to you. Right, well it's Tuesday. I'm just going to brush my teeth, have a coffee and go out filming today, and I'm taking you with me. I don't always go out filming on a Tuesday, it sometimes ends up at the end of the week, but I've got a gap so I can do the filming, and I like to get as much footage as I can. I don't seem to have very much at the moment. I had people coming and going a lot and it's interrupted filming, let's say, although it was fantastic having them here. And I did do some filming while they were here. But yeah, I usually go and film 2 or 3 beaches in one day. It has been suggested that I slow that down because it's supposed to be about me, and I wouldn't necessarily go and film 3 beaches just for the sake of it. I'd usually just go for a bit of a ride around. So I am starting to come back to that, and that's what today is about. I'm going to go out for a ride, see where I end up, and do a bit of filming. Anyway, I'm going to brush my teeth. I'll see you guys in a minute. Right, well, Kalispera. I've done my emails. I'm now watching the news and eating a 3-egg omelette with bacon and cherry tomatoes out the garden. Not the bacon, that came from the butcher's. And I'm just deciding, looking at my map, where to go today. Because Tuesday's a day normally when I'd go out and film something. Of course, I have the problem with my knee. It's still not brilliant. I keep thinking, well, I'll go there. Steps involved. Well, I'll go there. There's a walk involved. So we'll see how the day pans out, but you're coming with me because this is an insight into my daily life, which one or two of you have asked for. So we're off to a beach. Let's crack on. Right. Before I do get the equipment, the Browns supply me with some beer mats, beer towels. That's something you probably don't think about much, but my Jean Louis chairs that Chopper Craig and Auntie Kath brought me for my birthday last year, absolutely fantastic. But they're leather and it's very hot. And you tend to sit around in shorts and nothing else and sweat quite a lot this time of year. And yeah, one, it was a bit uncomfortable, and two, it wasn't doing the chairs a lot of good. So I put a towel down there normally and these on each arm, and it makes them much more comfortable. It is only for a month each year, but yeah. And as you can see, it's so hot outside. This time of year I keep the shutters closed to the back. Now it's just after lunchtime. It's getting on for 1, half 1, something like that. And the sun goes off the front of the building then, so I can open the shutters. But today we're going out, so I'm going to leave them shut till I get back tonight. House will be nice and cool. Keys are on the floor. Great day to be alive. What a great day. Fantastic today. They can be quite slippy this time of year, but I haven't noticed that yet, although I have got some really good tyres on this bike at the moment. Sorry about the wind. Cue the music. Get a nice view of the Hatter and the post office. If I turn the camera that way, you can see down there where we've come from. going, Coroni Beach. Let's crack on. I'm going to show you how to get here because when I first tried finding it, I kept missing it. This is the bit I used to miss. You end up in a village if you don't go down there. Now, I don't know what the road's going to be like further down. I haven't been down here this year yet, and of course we had that massive storm that flooded out Peratata, and of course the Hobbit cellar got flooded. And just seeing that hire car would have been nice for him to slow down a bit more, wouldn't it? Let me through. I didn't see him till the last minute because I was in a blind bend. But yeah, if you're in a hire car and you come over here, we drive on the right here. I've just followed somebody that was in the middle of the road and a lorry nearly wiped them out. I don't know, I mean, I'm all for people having a go, and nobody's the best driver in the world, are they? But all the same, try and be safe, guys. As you can see, we're off the concrete now, we're onto the compacted gravel. And as I've said a million times, that's what all the roads were like around these parts back in the day. Even the main road had sections of it that was like this. You have to be a little bit careful because some of the rocks can be very sharp and they'll take a tyre out. And if you're on a budget on your holiday, you don't want to be paying the hire company for a new tyre, do you? But generally, if they're used regularly, they're alright. Just take your time. Unlike that geezer that's just passed us, seemed to be in a bit of a hurry. I have to say the views going down to Karoni are absolutely stunning. It's a fantastic beach. I'm quite excited because I haven't been there for a while. Anyway, maybe time for a little bit of your favourite music. We are back onto a concrete section. Yeah, I've just stopped here to take in the view. Yeah, because the camera doesn't always pick it up very well, but riding down here, Zakynthos, you've got the beach and all the rocks around there and all the water swelling up onto it. It's just incredible. Amazing. What a great day to be alive. Should we go and see my friends down at the cantina on the beach? I think we should. Let's crack on. Yeah, as you can see, this bit's concreted. Now, there used to be, to my right, a taverna, which is now closed, and I suspect it's down to the fact that there was a land dispute down here about this piece of road. And from here on you couldn't get down because the farmer who owned this piece of land had blocked it off because nobody asked him apparently if they could put the road down there, and he wanted compensation, and I don't blame him. But it went on for years, and of course you guys that come out on holiday ended up getting involved in all that, couldn't come down here. So the taverna is now closed. I think it was because of lack of traffic. So yeah, that's that. I'm looking forward to this. I haven't been here for a while. It's one of my 5 favourites. I don't always disclose which, but those of you who follow me will be working it out by now, I would think. Cue the music. As you can see, it's quite a steep drop down to the gravel here, so be aware of that. Now I stopped here, 1 to adjust the camera and 2 to point out that they've concreted this area, which is much better. However, there is a bit of a drop off that first piece of concrete, so be careful of that. Don't come racing down here like you're on a Formula 1 track, because that won't work. And this is the sort of thing I'm on about. There's a good ramp there, look. You can't see it on the camera, but trust me, you wouldn't want to hit that at any sort of speed in any vehicle. Oh, this is much better than it has been in years gone by, much better. And as if by magic, here we are, Coroni Beach. Now, I'm very impressed with what they've done with the road. I suspect it probably got washed away in the floods. So if you're coming down here, be careful of the gravel track if you're in your hire car, because it will have a tyre out if you're not aware of the certain stones that are lying around. So just keep to the track, take your time. Secondly, where they've put the new concrete sections in, there's probably about a 12-inch drop, which they've put a ramp in, but it's pretty severe. So you want to just take your time going off the edges of the fresh concrete back onto the tracks. Only happens about 2 or 3 times, as you've seen on the video. Other than that, pretty easy to get down there, and as you can see, loads of parking. It's a great place to be. What a great day to be alive. Nick is in the shade with a fan running because she got hot. Right, so we're up the other end of the car park now. Thought I'd show you this because it's just lovely. You can sit here in the shade of the tree with your picnic. Come down here on your motorbike, your scooter, your quad, your hire car. Little beach around there, look. I don't think I'd want to try and go in swimming in there. It looks a bit rough on the rocks. And there's the beach up there. Let's go and have a look at that. Just in case you're interested, somebody stuck an advert up there. Look. Boat trips and boat rental. I did hire a boat once in Zakynthos. It was great fun. And if you're thinking about it, nudity is prohibited on this beach. I don't think many people take a lot of notice of that. Interestingly, girls, when did that happen? I remember when I was married many years ago that my wife used to love getting her bra off and lying on the beach with them out. Get the girls out, she said, get a tan on them. You don't see that so much now. Of course, I'm not interested in that hobby. Anyway, here we go.
Hey, my friend, how are you?
I'm all right, how are you?
Good.
Is it busy?
Yes,
Yeah. It's very quiet the rest of the island.
very good.
Yeah, good.
You need one beer?
Yeah,
One beer.
5 minutes, I'll be back. I just video the beach. Always a warm welcome at Coroni Beach. Now, if you like music, and I know a few of you do, you can sit outside this place with a beer, listening to the music, watching the sea. If you don't, you'll have noticed the music's starting to disappear. And all you will hear is the sea. You can go right the way up to where them rocks are. I've never scrambled round the other side of them, I've never been fit enough. Maybe one day I'll do that. As you can see, he's got nice places to sit there. I don't know how much the sunbeds are, he does rent those out. Maybe I'll find out for you in a minute. So yeah, Coroni Beach really is worth a visit. It's a fantastic place. It's got everything you could ever want, really, something for everybody. What a beautiful day. What a great day to be alive. Oh, my friend behind the counter there was saying that the sea's been a bit rough here the last couple of days, but it's due to calm down again. It's usually very nice to swim here. I have to say, it's not usually this rough. So as you can see, there are people enjoying themselves. It's a fantastic beach. If you just want to be on your own, you can usually find a spot where you can do that. Right, well, here we are, up the other end of the beach. I'm a bit out of breath because I haven't been doing anything for the last couple of weeks because of my knee, which is holding up okay, but I'm going to have a little rest and then take it steady going back. But yeah, this is the view from here. Pretty nice, don't you think? And yeah, like I say, there's a little rocky cove here where you can sit and enjoy a bottle of water if you're driving, a beer if you're not, and maybe a sandwich or two. Might be time to bring the Hobbit here when the sea's a little quieter. It is a bit rough at the moment. As you can see, what a great day to be alive. Well, I think I'm going to head off and do some more filming while I'm out this way. I might visit Kefalonia, see what's going on there, see how quiet it is, because it has been very, very slow this season. Anyway, I'm going to walk back now and see what else I can find. All right, let's go and get myself a beer, sit in the shade for a little while. There you go. So how's the chef? Has he been busy?
Hello.
How's
How
the
are you?
chef? Have you been busy?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Normal.
Yeah,
Good.
good. I see they've redone the road.
Yes, better now.
Much better, yeah, much better. I've told all the viewers that it's a better place to come now if
Yeah.
it wasn't before. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I've been waiting to come and see you for months, but I hurt my leg. So I had a few weeks off. So yeah. Anyway, I'm here now.
You like it now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
please, yeah. Right, I've had my beer. Right, well, it's hotter than my mother's grill pan when I used to visit for a bacon and egg sandwich today. But what a great place. I've been made very welcome, given a beer. I've walked one end of the beach to the other, and now I'm off filming something else. What a great day to be alive. Let's get back to the Black Pearl. Well, what a great day out. I can highly recommend this beach. Even I've sat here most of the afternoon just taking it in. Not something I usually do, as you know. I usually hit these beaches, film them, go to the next one and film it. That's my life now. But making this video, as Tin Ribs and a few others suggested about my daily life, it made me realise this is really what the channel was supposed to be about. Me casually making the odd video for YouTube and getting on with my daily life. So that's what I've done today. So next week's film, well, I'll have to go out tomorrow and film that now, won't I? Instead of doing them all in one go, because that's what I normally try and do. Normally try and film at least 3 beaches in one day. Gets a bit hectic. Maybe I should cigar, as they say here. Just take it easy, slow things down. Anyway, I'm going to get back on the Black Pearl now. Now I've had a little sit in the shade. It's got to be 5 or 10 degrees cooler in here. So I'm going to head off home. And before we go any further, I've seen all the weather maps lit up in bright red and we're all boiling. 27 degrees on my balcony yesterday afternoon and 27 degrees the day before. I think the hottest me and Status have recorded is 31. Of course, we used to measure temperatures in the shade, so that's what we do. I think it's probably been in the mid to high 30s at times. Certainly not today. It's probably up there, but it's only probably about 35, 36 today. I mean, we do get, this time of year, it wouldn't be unusual to get 41, 42, 46 degrees once upon a time. Anyway, enough of the climate change activist stuff. I'm going home. Right, well, it's Wednesday morning. I got up at the crack of the afternoon. Anyway. So, Wednesday morning. What I'm doing now is I'm editing the video that you're watching. But I'm going to demonstrate what I have to do. So, I've already edited the video by now. But of course I have to put the coffee page on. Now, gotta have at least 3 of those in the morning, otherwise I can't talk to anybody. Now the problem with that is that the coffee page stops people accessing various things on my coffee page. There are lots. It's just the videos at the moment. You can see all the other stuff if you haven't paid. So if you donate a coffee, then you'll get a month looking at those. So I use that as the benchmark for the credits. So when the coffee page takes somebody off, then I take them off the credits, usually after 2 months, because some people come and go, and there's people that on there that I know maybe contribute every 3 months, so they get left on. But yeah, generally I have to take 1 or 2 off because it's not fair on the ones that are contributing. And of course then you get new people buying me a coffee and they have to go on the credits as well. So let me show you. That's not as simple as you'd think. So here's the. Let me pull this over a little way. So this is the timeline that I'm working with, and you can pull. What you do is you've got all your frames here that your pictures, your videos you've took during the day. So you can pull them down into there, drop them on there like that, and then if you want to, you can edit them. So I can take. That's where it will start. But if I want it to start from here, then I can chop that frame by doing that. And if I want it to end there instead of here, I don't know whether you can see this cursor, I don't know where it's coming out, I can chop it there. And then that's the only bit of frame that you will see in the video, this bit here. Okay, so we've put that in. Now the other question I've had is about the music. So the music that you get, because you can't obviously use any old music, is up here. We'll just put that on for a minute. There you go, so you've got the music there. Now that's 3 minutes and 19 seconds long. Now this track might only be 2 minutes long, so you can shorten that, or it might be 5 minutes long, in which case you can lengthen that, which is why these tracks are made the way they are, and I suppose are a little bit repetitive. It's so that you can do that. Now we're getting in, we were talking about the coffee page, so if I go into titles, custom, there's my coffee page titles. You see how quickly that's tracking there? Now I have to edit that, so first of all I have to find who's paid and who hasn't, and then put them in or take them out. When I've done that, then I have to pull this down the same way as I did the other track and put it into there, and then I have to alter the time scale so that it goes slower. So at the moment we're running at about 36 because I like even numbers. It seems to make the music tracks work better. Now you see that's grown now. See how that went bigger then? So now I put the music in there, and that's your coffee titles. So that was probably incredibly boring for some of you. Don't worry about it, it's the bit of the job I'm not keen on either. So that's what I'm doing today. Now of course, it doesn't stop there. I'll just put that in. I'm going to take that back out again in a minute, because I will watch the video again in its entirety and probably make a few adjustments. And this particular video, I happened to notice the other day when I was looking at it, needs a few little pieces on the end of it. So I'm going to have to pull those out of my files off my computer and edit them in before I do the coffee page. This video has been a bit of a difficult one to do. I don't know why, some of them are. And of course sometimes I do suffer with my mental health, as I said before, and being locked in the office all day when the sun's shining outside doesn't go down very well. So by tonight my head will be destroyed, but luckily I'm going out tomorrow. More about that later on. Well, it's Wednesday evening. What an epic bit of editing that was. As always, on a Wednesday, sometimes I can get away with going in and editing the coffee page, making sure that I've got the right amount of people on there that have contributed, and the ones that haven't for months aren't there anymore. And then I put the titles on and the music, job done, and then I just leave it to load to YouTube, which can take anything from half an hour to 2 hours, depending on the speed of the internet there. And then it's on YouTube, and then I'll write the description and all the other bits and pieces, put the hashtags on, find a nice thumbnail, the picture that you see when you look at it, and then it's ready to go. All I have to do is, if I'm in bed and I've forgotten, I just pick my phone up and click public, and it's launched. Job done. Right. However, it doesn't always work that way, and more often than not these days, I've got a bit picky. I'm trying to make the best videos I can with the resources that I've got. And I know a lot of you don't want it to get too glossy, you like the rough edge of it, but I noticed there was a bit more material I could add. Yeah, so I started adding it, and now we're at, I don't know, it's nearly 10 o'clock, I haven't eaten yet. The life of a YouTuber. It's going to be a late one, so yeah, I don't know whether you can see, if I turn the camera around, but yeah, it's dark out there. So, anyway, Wednesday, yeah. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'm out with some viewers. Two lots of them actually. I'm double booked, but it's all right. I'm going to Bar 7. I'm going to have lunch with a guy who you probably remember if you watch me regularly. He came over to pick a dog up, and he brought a car in the UK specifically for that task. Picked the dog up and took it back to the UK with him. I haven't got all the paperwork done, obviously. And then it's partridge cam and gaffer tape. I'm going to meet them at Plantanos, Cafe Plantanos. So Bar 7, Cafe Plantanos, my usual haunts. Looking forward to that as well. Anyway, I'm going to shut this down now and go and get something to eat. Okay, well, we're at one of my favourite places, and one of the Hobbits' favourite places, Cafe Plantanos. Yeah, right. You caught me washing up. So that was Thursday. It's Friday today. So yeah, usually on a Friday, but not always. I tend to do a bit of housekeeping. I usually wash up after I've cooked the meal or after I've eaten it. But last night it was just me and a couple of plates, so I left it. So I'm doing it this morning. But yeah, I usually at least once a week sweep through, do a bit of dusting, and once every couple of weeks, maybe once a month, I bleach. Get a mop bucket full of bleach and bleach all the tiles. I used to do that in Spillia once a week, but of course these tiles are polished, and you'd be spending loads of money polishing the tiles all the time because they do look a bit. They don't look quite their best if you've just mopped them. That's what I'm going to say, I think, on that one. They're getting on a bit now, so as long as you polish them, they look great. So yeah, I do that. I'll show you the maintenance. For those of you who are not familiar with the place, this is the living room. The coffee table my mum and dad brought me when I had Sovereign Bay, which was a 70s boat, and I just fell in love with that coffee table. I thought it was very 70s. It's called the Mermaid, an American company make it. These coffee tables, if you want to, side tables, as some people call them, I made those. They're what the coffee comes in for Bar 7 and various other outlets. And I thought it was a waste to be throwing those away. He throws one a week away in the summer. So I went and got these stainless trays from the Chinese shop, which cost me a couple of euros for the pair of them, and stuck it together. That's in a video if you look back. Tin Ribs got me that. This I made from driftwood off the River Dart and then exported it here. I'm thinking of changing the light shade. It doesn't really suit what I'm trying to achieve with that. So yeah, I've got all my stuff here now. It's another bit of driftwood I've made up there. Then we've got this room. I don't need to clean very often. I'll probably do this once every couple of 3 weeks. Give it a bit of dusting because it does have the window open all the time. It's the way I vent the whole house through there, because I put a temporary fly net up to stop the mosquitoes. So this is one of the guest rooms. And then through here is the bathroom. I will get around to retiling this one day. The tiles all fell off the wall. Interestingly, when this was tiled, they didn't put a gap in there. So what tends to happen is with the heat and the tiles expanding and contracting, they've got nowhere to go when they expand. And as you can see, that one's coming off. It pops the tiles off. So I'm going to measure up, see what I need, and maybe redo this room when I'm back in the money again. This this little area here, which looks very untidy, is where things get dropped and picked up from. I used to tidy it up, but I just think, well, things move around on there on a daily basis, so I've just left it now. And it's where I tend to put lots of pictures and memorabilia that people send me. And then we've got the office through here. We've got all my, if I can light that up, I don't know whether that will light up very well. These are a collection of die-cast model vehicles. I don't know whether you remember, I used to sell these when I looked after the children. I used to do that all week and look after a 8-bedroomed, 3-reception room granny annexed house while I was looking after the kids. So I used to do this at the weekend to earn some money. I also designed these money boxes for a company called Ackerman when I used to do my cartoons. So in the office, it's one of the last big cartoons. I did a run of about 100 of those and sold them on. So yeah, this is another guest room. It's the overflow room really. And then of course I've got my editing suite here and all my CDs and DVDs, photographs, and then in there I've got all my art stuff. These doors, incidentally, you can lift them off, which is very useful when you want to paint the framework. So what I did, because I'm sat here all the time, I lifted that door off and I've stored it behind the china cabinet so it doesn't get damaged. So yeah, that's the inside of the house. And then of course we've got my room, which you saw on the intro. I've got the doors open at the minute because I put fly screens on the back. You can't see them, which is why I did that. Fly screens on the back of the shutters so that the air can get through, but the mosquitoes can't. Got another fan there. So that's my bedroom. So yeah, that's what I'll be cleaning up. Anyway, if we go outside, I'll show you a bit of maintenance that I'm going to be doing. Outside and have a look. Now, I don't know whether you can see that, but the varnish has started to go on the door. So at the end of the year, I'm going to get the hot air gun on this, like I would on the boats, take all the varnish off and then decide whether to oil that or varnish it. These frames are going to be done in a vibrant blue, and the walls I'm going to do in a mushroom white colour to reflect the heat. Now, as you know, if you watch me regularly, I did this table last year. Bit of an experiment to see how good the product was, and it's very good. I've left the table out in all weathers just to see what would happen. It hasn't affected it at all. I'll probably give it a quick lick off and do it again come winter. But this shutter doesn't get the sun as badly as that one for some reason. So there is still a bit of varnish on this. So I dry scrape that, and most of the varnish came off. So if I put the heat gun on that, we should be good to go with that. And then I'll sand it and put an oil on it, but I'm going to do it in a lighter colour than the table, I think. I'd like it to come out like this. Now this, the soft grain, has been deteriorated by the sunshine, so I'm going to have to sand the whole thing down, which will probably take me the best part of a day to do the one shutter. And I'm going to get the detail sander in and sand that off as well. But as you can see, I've had a bit of a go just to see how it works. It's going to look okay. And I'm going to have to do this shutter here and this frame. There's a lot to do. And that shutter and that frame. Got a bit of a problem here. The water's been getting in, as you can see up there. The water's been getting in there and it's rotted the structure up to about here. So Staffis, my neighbour, says we can get a tower because it's quite a drop. So I'm going to try and get a tower in and see if I can fix that. And then I've got some filling work to do up there. I'm going to paint this white as well because the sun here is brutal. And then later on today, we'll walk through this way. Let's go down the garden. To get to the garden. You might have seen this if you watch me regularly. I made a sign because me and Staffis spend a lot of time complaining about things here, so I did my little sign up there. And just for those of you who've been watching the news in the UK, there's your temperature. It's took all day to get up there. This morning it was about 22. It's looking like it's 26, 27. So that'll make it in the 30s out in the sunshine, won't it? I've got to sweep all the pine needles up. I should probably do that today. They're terrible things. Put them in a bag and then get rid of them. Anyway, let's go down here. Of course, at this time you have to sweep the drive pretty much every day. That's another job I have to do. Something else I like to do on a Friday is my artwork. I'm making a few bits of driftwood, and I might maintain the bike on a Friday. And then we've got the garden. Oh, and of course, all this has to get swept up. We've had a lot of high winds just lately, and they get a lot of leaves blowing in here, so I'll have to sweep that up. So out here in the garden, lettuces, I'm going to have to pull those up soon. They'll probably go to Macas's chickens now because they're done. I've got some more growing. I don't know whether you can see them just there. And I've got one growing just up there. The cucumbers that I thought weren't going to do very well have started doing something now. There you go. I have to say, they're not doing as well as last year's. Mackie said he's had a lot do that, just die off. And before you say they're in the sun, it's brutal, blah, 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 that is where I grew them last year. And I've moved the trellis and made it a bit bigger so that I could grow 2 lots. This experiment, as I said earlier in the year, with the tomatoes, running them on this side of the garden, it's too hot for them, as you can see. That's what they should look like. Nothing like it. That's a pepper plant that I put in a few weeks ago. I've got a chili plant there. Cherry tomatoes, every day now I'm getting a handful of cherry tomatoes off this, and they are fantastic. There's a few cherry tomatoes coming there. I had a handful off them last night. These are doing quite well this year as well. Pick those later on, have them in my salad. I've got some pepper plants down here. Now these were from last year. Seems to be struggling somewhat. They're not very big, and they've got a funny colour. And that one exactly the same. They're really small. I don't know what to make of that. This is broccoli. That was just an experiment. Should have put that in later on in the year, really. So yeah, Friday is maintenance and cleaning day generally. And if I get a chance tonight, I might go for a little drive out. I have to go up Hobbit Hall, feed my cat. Well, both cats, the ones that the Hobbit didn't want. So I've took responsibility of looking after them. I go up there and feed them. That one I named Cat Face. This one down there is Jack Black. And water the garden for her, although she has got irrigation, so it doesn't need doing all the time. So that's Friday. How do you do your washing, Roger, I hear you say? Well, in here, where I've stored a lot of stuff because it's quite dry in here, the landlady kindly left this washing machine and said, good luck with working out how that works. Well, yes, Alex. It's took me and the Hobbit quite some time, but I think we've got the hang of it now. It sort of does what it wants, doesn't it? But it's fantastic. It does the job. I'm very pleased with it. There is only me, so it's not a big drum. But as you can see, some of you in the UK may have never seen one of these. That's the drum. It rotates that way, obviously. And yeah, you can get a couple of bed sheets in there and maybe a pair of jeans. I mean, I lived on a boat for 26 years, so it's luxury to me. And then, of course, I've got my PA speakers and my desk in there, should I ever start singing again. So yeah, this is the bathroom, the downstairs one. I don't use it really. I use it when I've been working on the bike. I might wash my hands here, and the toilet's useful. And then we've got, I store a few bits of wood that I brought back from Dartmouth. So then we've got the bench, bike bench, and in here is my tool store, and another bench which I made up out of an old door. In the winter the bike will come in, sneaks in that corner. And these tanks, I've told a few people, these tanks, it's the second time they've been to Greece. They were on a bike called Lady Diana that I brought over in '97, which I wrote off when I got back. Took 3 cars with it. That's about all I managed to retrieve from that build. So I brought them out here, you never know. As I've said, I'm going to build something for the channel, so they might come in useful. So I'm going to get on cleaning. Turn the light off. And go back up the office. So that was this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making it. And next week we're back to the usual format of me messing about with a few friends and beaches and stuff. And then a week after, probably, I don't know how the edit will go, my son comes out and then Robert, so there's plenty to look forward to on this channel. But I had been asked several times to do that, so that's an insight into the life of a YouTuber in Kefalonia. Now, if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, sit back and enjoy the ride. That helps me immensely. The subscription is free on YouTube. You don't have to pay anything. It's the wrong word, really, subscription. It just means that you'll get told when I'm doing something. You get a little alert come up. And also, if you've subscribed, you can find me more easily, and it helps me with the algorithms progress my channel. If you visited the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you again for that. It's a massive, massive help. So, from a sunny Caravados, I'll see you guys next week. It's a great day to be alive. And remember, dreams do come true. True story. Catch you guys next week.